What a night. Thank you all for coming. When we started the Above the Bar Awards 7 years ago, in partnership with the Westchester Business Journal, Pace Law School, the Westchester Bar, and the Westchester Women's Bar, we envisioned a day that the keynote speaker would be the New York State's Attorney General, the highest ranking enforcement officer in the state of New York. For an event of this kind, there can be no higher honor. That day is here, and we are extremely grateful to Attorney General Eric Schneiderman, who has graciously made time out of his busy schedule to be with us. It is with great pleasure that I have the honor of introducing New York's 65th Attorney General, Eric T. Schneiderman.
I really am pleased to be here, and everyone's been very polite and thanked me for coming. This is actually my favorite kind of conversation to have, because, and I know that the Westchester Bar Association, the Women's Bar Association, PACE, the Westchester Business Journal, and Citron Corporation have been pulling this event together for a while. But I'm a lawyer, and I like talking to lawyers, and I like talking about lawyering and about the things that we are uniquely equipped to do, and the incredible tradition that we have of not just, representing individuals and taking care of a particular matter before us, but really of creating a legal system, writing laws, enforcing laws, and this is really, as far as I'm concerned, one of the truly great traditions in the world to be an American lawyer. And I do like talking to law students about it, who probably get more lawyer jokes than they do thank you for creating the greatest legal system on earth and sustaining it through your work. But that's something to remind ourselves of. So thank you very much for having me here tonight. Thank you.
Hi everyone. I just, on behalf of Dean Simon of the Law School, who could not be here this evening, I just want to welcome everyone to our beautiful campus. I will be very brief. I'm so pleased that Pace Law School can continue to co-sponsor the Above the Bar Awards that it's been doing since its inception 7 years ago, and to host this wonderful event. As Director of Legal Skills, I'm personally responsible for training the next generations of lawyers who are hopefully going to be candidates and winners of some of these wonderful awards. And there are so many PACE alums, students, faculty, staff in this room, and I know that they all will join me in congratulating all of the winners that we are going to now hear about and hear from. So I just want to again welcome you to Pace Law School. Thank you for joining us this evening, and here are our winners.
Thank you very much for that very kind introduction. I appreciate it very much, and thank you to Citron Cooperman, the Law School, the Business Journal, and the other sponsors for this very prestigious award that I am very honored to receive this evening. I want to thank all of my former colleagues, my many former colleagues on the bench who are here tonight. I know what busy schedules they have, and I want to thank them for being here. I also want to thank a couple of good friends, Deputy County Executive Kevin Plunkett, who is here or was here, and the associate that Dee mentioned, Lieutenant Governor Al Del Bello. Thank you both for being here this evening. It's a great honor to receive this award. I appreciate it very much. What I want to do, though, is thank the folks who have made it possible for me to do the things that I've done and for which I'm being recognized this evening. First and foremost, I want to recognize my wife Joanne and my son Rick, who put up with all the time that I'm away from home doing all these things. Thank you very much. They don't get public recognition. I want to thank my law firm, the partners in my law firm, many of whom are here tonight. Particularly, I want to thank Jerry Ruderman, our retired managing partner, who brought me into the law firm initially. I want to thank our current managing partner, John Flannery, who brought me back to the law firm after 9 years on the bench. All of my partners also make it possible for me to do the things I do. I want to thank the law school that gives me the opportunity to teach here as as a very small part of a wonderful environmental law faculty. I I want to thank my colleagues on the board of Northern Westchester Hospital, and particularly its administration and Joel Sullivan, the president, who make my life as easy as it possibly could be as a chairman, which, if you're involved in healthcare these days, is not that easy, but they really make it very wonderful and very easy. I particularly want to thank my parents, who are no longer with us. But they're the ones that sent me to school and gave me the opportunity to do all the things I do as a lawyer and as someone who's involved in the community. They showed me the example of being involved in the community, and they sent me particularly to two great schools, Fort Peck and Georgetown, where I learned the Jesuit tradition, the Jesuit way of life, the good life, which is to be a person for others. And that's what I've always tried to do. I haven't always succeeded, but I've tried. I hope that my son follows that way and learns how to do that. But it's a wonderful thing to do. And there are a lot of people, lawyers and non-lawyers, who work every day trying to do that and doing that in ways that don't get them recognition, like I've got here. And I'd like to recognize all those people as well. The folks that work hard every day to give their families a better life than they would have had otherwise. That's really what it's all about. And I appreciate being recognized this evening. I truly appreciate the award. And I truly hope to think about all those other people who are equally deserving but don't get that kind of recognition. Thank you again.
I want to thank everyone for honoring me with the Above the Bar Award, and I especially want to thank the Westchester Women's Bar Association and Monia Gilbert for nominating me, and all of my friends and colleagues who supported the nomination. I have to say I'm really, really touched and appreciative of all the support that everyone's been giving me, but honestly, I feel kind of like embarrassed, and I feel like it's undeserved. I don't feel like I've done anything more with my life than many of the other people in this room, regardless of whether you're in the private, public, or nonprofit sector. You know, as a lawyer and as a member of society, we all do what we can, directly or indirectly, to really make, it sounds corny, but the world a better place. You know, it's, and I've been lucky enough to find something that's meaningful to me, something that I feel passionate about, something that makes me personally feel good about myself and my work. We have the power to define our own role in society, and as a lawyer, I feel like I've chosen to define my role as one in service to other people. I have my own ideals, my own standards. It's a path that I personally have chosen, and I have no regrets about it. So, you know, it doesn't seem like I should get any sort of recognition for a personal choice that I've made. Life is really short, and I've been lucky to make the best of it. I like doing what I do for work, and I've been really fortunate to be in a position to make my own choices. So, although I've been selected to receive this award, and I am truly honored by it, I feel that I'm sharing it with many, many people in this room who are here tonight. Many of you have also been working long and hard throughout your lives to do exactly just what I've been doing something that you feel passionate about. For the lawyers here in particular, and especially the staff at the Pace Women's Justice Center, we've been using our skills to promote what we believe in, and that's justice, equality, and opportunity for all. Thank you.
I just also want to thank everybody who's responsible for this wonderful event. And again, thank you to Inspiria Media, Nick Samard, and Ronnie Rand. They're an example of clients that I love to serve. They're entrepreneurs who've built a wonderful company right here in White Plains. It's growing and provides wonderful advertising services and employs lots of people. I'd also like to thank my family who's here, my mom and dad, for putting up with me. I'd like to also say that my father is a brilliant entrepreneur and is still going strong at 80 years old, building new businesses. He does something with industrial lasers, which I don't understand. He's started more businesses than I could tell you. Probably good careers for 5 entrepreneurs. So perhaps some of my love of business came from him. You know, he and my mother, when I was young, I had to be reminded, supported me and suggested I be a lawyer, which of course, being young, meant that I discounted it outright and never considered it at all. It wasn't just something that I thought was important. The idea of going into business, being a lawyer, just didn't seem like a higher purpose. I pursued a degree at Georgetown, a PhD in philosophy, and about 2/3 of the way through, I realized that it was actually somewhat practical and highly theoretical, and didn't really fit my personality. I was looking around trying to figure out what to do with these analytical skills, and my wife suggested, well, why don't you be a lawyer? I said, what the hell? So I went to law school, you know, I learned that in fact you can really do great things as a lawyer, particularly as a business lawyer. And I now changed very much how I see the world from what I was as a young person. I see business and our capitalist entrepreneurial system as a great force for good. It's a tremendous strength of our country, our society. And I, in particular, have a very fond place in my heart for entrepreneurs like Nick and Ronnie and my father and many of my other clients that I've been privileged to serve. I think what they do is heroic. They put their life savings on the line all the time. You know, you have to sign personally to guarantee a lease. You have to sign personally for a bank loan, particularly as you're starting up. And that means, you know, anything you've accumulated is at risk. That takes some guts. You really need to believe in yourself to do that. And I'm also just amazed at what entrepreneurs create. They create these wonderful organizations around these ideas that they come up with. And I think that we should support entrepreneurship and business. And again, I thank everybody here for the award. Thank you very much.
I'm really honored and humbled to receive this award tonight. I don't think I'm deserving of it. There are so many great elder care attorneys throughout the county, but I do want to thank all of the individuals who nominated me for the award. I want to thank all of the sponsors tonight. I want to thank all of the judges who deemed me worthy to receive this award. It's, you know, when someone is recognized for doing something, for the work that they do throughout their lives, and they spend 27 years doing it, and they receive a recognition from their peers, you can't get any better than that. It's truly an honor and a blessing. But in terms of blessings, I think in my life I've received so many blessings. I've been so fortunate. I have 2 loving and caring parents, my mom and dad, Paul and Teresa Enea. They've been so supportive of my career, my life, everything that I've wanted to do. Their hard work, their sacrifices over the years made it possible for me to go to law school, to go to college, and I'm so indebted to them for what they've done for me. My wife, Joanne, so caring, so supportive, so strong in the face of adversity. I can't tell you how much I love you, Joanne. Thank you very much for everything you do for me. My two children, Michael and Lauren. I beam with pride just by mentioning their names. Donna mentioned that my daughter Warren's going to be starting at Pace Law School this August. I'm so proud that she's going to be following in my footsteps here. My son Michael is a pre-law major in college, and maybe one day he'll go to law school. He hasn't said yes yet, but he's a glutton for punishment also, so he'll probably do it. I've been blessed also by having great partners. For the last 10 years, I've been working with George Sirignano and Richard Scanlon, and it's not that often that you can say that your partners are your best friends. And I have two fantastic partners who are my best friends, and I treasure my luncheons with them on Friday afternoons, and hopefully they'll never retire because they're just a little bit older than I am. I also want to thank everybody from my office, my senior associate, Sarah Myers, my paralegals, Harriet Cohen, Pat Baratini, who are here this evening, all the staff and all the associates in the office. Really, I'm a reflection of their hard work and their efforts. I would not be successful without them. It's their efforts and their hard work that make me a success. I also want to thank my friends, the past presidents of the County Bar Association, the Breakfast Group, which has been affectionately called by some as the shadow government. I'm not going to reveal their names tonight. As a Sicilian, they know that their secrets are always safe with them. Thanks a lot, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you. When I succeeded when I was younger, my grandmother always used to look at me and say, "Hem your blessings with thankfulness so they don't unravel." And that has stayed with me. You can't be a good student if you don't have good teachers. And I have had excellent, excellent teachers. Not just academically, but professionally and personally. Tonight's a great opportunity for me to publicly thank the people who made my success so far possible. The team at Kramer Kosek took me on. I had never worked in a legal office before. I didn't know anything. The office manager said, "Well, you'll be putting blue backs on things the first few days," and I looked at her blankly. She said, "You don't even know what a blue back is?" And they still hired me. They stuck with me. When I asked to come back 3 half days a week after my son was born so I could work for Judge Davidson in the mornings, they said yes. They have taught me that you stick with the people who are loyal to you, that the foundation for ethical practice is the most important part of your practice, and that the good lawyers don't tread anywhere near that line. And learning that before I start practicing has been spectacular. Judge Davidson and his clerks were also amazing to me. They were so careful with my writing, so patient, so conscientious. I know I came out of there a better writer, but I also came out of there really wanting a career in public service. The New York State Attorney General's office really supported that as well. I met some of the most competent, talented, and dedicated attorneys in that office, and it reminded me that not everybody good goes into private law practice. There are a lot of really talented attorneys in the public sector. I've also had great teachers at Pace. Professors Waldman, Dean, and Ciano worked tirelessly to try to get me clerkship. We worked so much time outside of the classroom. Their desire to mentor me was so touching. Greg and Terry McLaughlin, who teach the pretrial civil litigation clinic, went so far out of their way for me. They believed in me enough to introduce me to the folks that I'll be working for in September, and for that I cannot thank them enough. Professor Garfield nurtured me as a student, but also as a researcher, a writer, and a mother, and as a whole person during this process. If you think that I've worked hard, it's nothing compared to what he's done. Every day, he works 9 to 5, he goes to class 6 to 10, and he still manages to make me feel like I'm the smart one. I'm the dedicated one. So I know that he really is the smart one and the dedicated one. So thank you all for making this possible. Thank you all for the career that I'm going to get to have, because because I got to work with you.
That's the end of our program tonight. Thank you all for coming, and congratulations to everyone.